You're such a nerd, Double Dragon 912. Yep, and I'm proud to be a nerd. Video games are awesome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. I'm Double Dragon 912, also known as DJ Unity. This to another today. Got another top 10 for you guys and girls. Man, I've been doing so many music mixes, sometimes I forget. I have to go back and forth. Anyways, today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to do my top 20 favorite Sega games. Sega made games. I've been doing this lately. I've been doing favorite developers and all that stuff. Today I want to do my top 20 favorite Sega games of all time, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who Sega is, you must be living on a rock. Nintendo came out back in the day and they had a competition. The little Sonic the Hedgehog. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get into this top 20, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 20 has to be Dynamite Cop. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this game right here is a sequel to the hit game Die Hard Arcade. If y'all didn't play that, it came out in the arcade. Pretty much it was like a beat 'em up of the Die Hard movies. Mainly the first one. And that came out in the arcade. I used to play that a lot, but they made a sequel that came out on the Dreamcast. It was Dreamcast exclusive. And it's pretty much the same system. You pick two characters, a boy, a girl. I think there might be three characters you can pick from over here. And the president's daughter been kidnapped again, just like on the first one. And this time you're on a ship and you go all over the place. And it's just a classic beat 'em up at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Same cast that made Die Hard Arcade made this game. And this game is off the chain, man. I had to pick it up back in the day when it came out on Dreamcast. And I love me some beat 'em ups, y'all know I do. But coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 20 has to be Dynamite Cop. Moving right along. Moving right along. I thought we unlocked Showdown. This one I was not playing, man. Miss Jean. Parachute in or whatever.
Go, move it!
Go, move it! Replayability on this game, man. Power it up. Give me that gun. Come on out, homie. Get yours too. I don't want to fly by the gun, man. Spin around, girl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving this countdown right along. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 19. Hey, Die Hard Arcade. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying on the first one, Dynamite Cop, that was the sequel. This is the prequel to it, Die Hard Arcade. And I used to put so many quarters into this game, ladies and gentlemen. Same basic premise, except it's kind of like made, if you've seen the Die Hard movie with Bruce Willis, it's kind of like an offspin of it. It pretty much, you've seen that movie, imagine a beat 'em up made out of Die Hard. and they did their own take on it. You play with two cops, and you're trying to save the president's daughter. Except this time you in a building, the Nakatomi building, just like Bruce Willis was. And you go through different levels trying to save the president's daughter. The president's daughter got kidnapped on this. You know, in Die Hard movies, that never happened, you know. But they did their own little spin, little take on it, Sega did. And like I said, it's beat 'em ups at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. You can punch. What was so tight about the Die Hard arcade games and the sequel to it, Dynamite Cop, is the quick time events. When you're running, they tell you press attack, and if you don't press attack in time, you end up having to go fight the dude. If you press attack in time or jump in time, you either punch them or jump them. And this pretty much started off with the quick time events. You know, then they made Shenmu. Shenmu took what Die Hard Arcade did, and you know, they added to it. If it wasn't broke, they didn't try to fix it. They added to it. But yeah, man, I love me some Die Hard Arcade. I don't even know where you can pick this up at. I think it came out on Sega Saturn, but I think I can probably you might can get it through Maine, maybe. But if y'all can find this game, check it out. Coming in at number 19 has to be Die Hard Arcade. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today, number 18 on my top 20 favorite Sega, I don't want to say Sega Genesis, I'm tripping, Sega made games of all time is Streets of Rage. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people don't give the first Streets of Rage its credit because, you know, the second and the third one was so much better. But you had to start somewhere. And Streets of Rage started it all, ladies and gentlemen. You play with Blaze, Axel, and Adam. And pretty much these three cops decided to go pick a city. Just, you know, the intro is off the chain. It tell you what's going on in the intro. The city it just got a whole bunch of wave of crime, and you know, Mr. X done took over the whole city, and they said, no, forget this. We're gonna go through the streets, beat up some punks, and take our city back. I like this, man. Beat 'em ups at its finest. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is pretty much Sega's answer to Final Fight. Final Fight came out on Super Nintendo, and they dropped the ball with 1 2-player co-op. So Sega like, all right, yeah, I ain't gonna make 2-player co-op. We'll make us a beat 'em up with 2-player co-op. And they did their thing, ladies and gentlemen. You got your punch, your kicks. On this one, ladies and gentlemen, you can call the police and help you out. On this Streets of Rage, y'all, you really didn't have no special move. The special move was calling the police and they come and back you up. It was pretty tight, ladies and gentlemen. Love me some Streets of Rage. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 18 has to be the Streets of Rage. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we'll wind this thing down. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 17 has to be Joe Montana Sports Talk Football. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Before Madden, ladies and gentlemen, I know all you young cats out there, that's all y'all think about is a Madden. Before Madden, we had some other sports football games, and Joe Montana was it, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Montana Sports Talk Football was off the chain, good commentating, and of course, I love Joe Montana Sports Talk Football because he got my favorite player, one of my favorite players, the best quarterback of all time, in my opinion. I know Patrick Mahomes out there doing his thing, but he ain't got nothing on Joe Montana. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, leave comments down below telling me about it. I don't care. Come at me. I'm just playing. But he is, to me, the best quarterback of all time. San Francisco 49ers, you don't know where he's from. Yeah, he played for the San Francisco 49ers, and he had his own football game, man. That's something that Sega did a lot back in the day. They used to get celebrities to do football games and sports games for you. Yeah, Joe Montana did a game. You had Tommy Lasorda did a baseball game. You had Pat Riley did a basketball game. Then Sega always with Michael Jackson. So Sega, they weren't scared to get celebrities to do their games for them, and it helped them out. They compete against the monsters of Nintendo, because Nintendo had the video game industry on grip, on lock. They made it where pretty much nobody else can make a video game. But Sega, I give Sega credit. They was up to the task, man. They didn't drop the ball. They came up there and gave us some competition. Microsoft, y'all need to do that with Sony too, because Sony sometimes be getting beside themselves. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 17 for me has to be Joe Montana Sports Talk Football.
Look out, two for the defense. Good execution. The score is San Francisco 2, Green Bay nothing. The kicking team comes on. A good kick. And gets it across the 30. Oh, knocked off his feet. A 60-yard kick. First down for San Francisco at their own 41. Pitch out. Gets the block. He's in trouble. Down at the 39. It's second down at the 38-yard line. San Francisco's lined up at the 38-yard line.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wind this thing down. Let's keep it moving. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 16 has to be Golden Axe. Wow, the whole series, ladies and gentlemen. I love me the Golden Axe series. Used to play a lot back in the day, but I never did beat it back in the day. I recently beat it not too long ago, and I think I beat the arcade game of it. I had some help, of course, but the Golden Axe series, ladies and gentlemen, is a great series. This is another beat 'em up that Sega had under their belt to answer some of the Nintendo beat 'em ups that was out there. You had a lot of Double Dragon and all that stuff going on back in the day, but Sega made their own thing. I give Sega credit. They didn't just, run and hide most time. Most time, if they had to make another beat 'em up, they tried to make them themselves. And I give them credit, ladies and gentlemen. Sega did their thing with Golden Axe. This is your typical hack and slash with magic. Use your magic and clear out the screen. You got the main character. I forgot his name. Don't get me wrong, ladies. I forgot their name. The main character, you got the main dude with the sword. You got the girl with the sword. And then you got the dwarf dude. He was like the main three. Then on part 3, they went somewhere other way with it. But part 3 off the chain too. I need to beat that. But ladies and gentlemen, I like all the Golden Axes about the same. please check out the Golden Axe series. I'm pretty sure you can pick them up on a Sega Classic Collection, which came out on PS4, Xbox One. It's everywhere. So pick up the Golden Axe games if y'all can. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 16 has to be the Golden Axe series. Moving right along. Moving right along. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's number 15 for you guys and girls on my top 20 favorite Sega-made games of all time. It has to go to Remastered, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Remastered is a great game. I really like Remastered, but it's hard, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have yet to beat this game. I sat down and really got far into it because what made Remastered so good to me is Sega music. Whoever made the music on that game, I give a shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. You did an excellent job making Rockstar music. The music gets me, man. Dun, 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 dun. And the music is off the chain. I didn't know the Sega just could pump out some tunes like that. The music is off the chain, but pretty much Rockstar, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, it was a late Sega Genesis game. By this time, Sega had moved on to pretty much move on to Sega Saturn. But they still made this game on Sega Genesis. Rostar is the son of a hero. The hero got captured, and the son is Rostar, and you got to pretty much go to each planet and save the world from this evil force that's taking over. And each time you save the world, and it's just tight. Rostar, he can fly. He do the zoo, he fly off to another planet. He's saving the whole solar system. It's a tight game, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, what got me hooked to the Rostar game is the music. The music is off the chain, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all need to check it out. It's on everything too. The Sega Genesis Classic Collection. Check it out. It's on all the consoles, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Rostar. But coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 15 has to be Rostar. Hey, come on over and have some fun on the Crazy Taxi. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Come in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 14 has to be Crazy Taxi. Man, I love this game, man. I used to play it all the time in the arcade, but I never could beat this game. This game was kind of hard. You know, you got to beat it in a certain time. I be getting a groove on it, but I don't think I ever beat it. Shouts out to Maximilian. Here's one of his favorite games. He beat it before. I think I watched one of his playthroughs with him and his sister. They was having a good time. I enjoyed that playthrough. But man, Crazy Taxi, the arcade Sega Genesis game that was off the chain. It came out on Dreamcast too. Pretty much you pick your taxi cab driver, and then the music. Oh, that music was off the chain. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that music was off the chain. Pick your taxi cab driver, and pretty much you gotta drive these different fairs around in the city, and everything in the world in the city trying to stop you. You know, you can run into this, run into that, but good racing, arcade racer. You like arcade racer? You need to check this game out. This game is off the chain. It's one of the best arcade racers I have ever played in my life. I love me some Crazy Taxi, ladies and gentlemen. They did a good job on this. Shout out to you, Sega. Appreciate you making this one. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 14 has to be Hey! Come on over and have some fun with Crazy Taxi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 13 on my top 20 Sega made games of all time, ladies and gentlemen. It's the remastered version, of course. It's Yakuza. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the background, I know you see Yakuza Kiwami. This is the first time I ever played it. I know, right? Don't roast me in the comment section. I played the OG Yakuza that came out on PS2. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of that no more. I had to get rid of it. But I do have a copy of, as you see in the background, Yakuza Kiwami. And I plan on playing it as soon as I get a chance, ladies and gentlemen. But I do have all the Yakuza games except, I think I Like a Dragon. I haven't got the new one that came out yet. Nobody has, I don't think. But love the Yakuza game. Played it on PS2. Great game. A lot of people used to joke on Yakuza. Yakuza, whatever you want to call it. You used to say the English voice acting was horrible. I love the English voice acting. One of the guys that I like on Smallville, Michael Rosenbaum, he did one of the voices on the game. I forgot which one it was, but he did one of the voices on the game. He did a pretty good job to me. And the game was so good, my younger brother, second youngest brother, he sat up there and watched me play it one time, and he enjoyed it. He thought it was a PS3 game at the time. And I'm playing this on PS2. He said, Double Dragon. I said, what's up, bro? He said, what game is this? I said, this Yakuza. He said, that's a PS3 game? I said, no, that's a PS2 game. He said, man, that looks great. I'm going to have to get the new ones on PS3. And, you know, at the time, PS3 was popular. But he loved it. He loved what he saw. And I got to give it credit, man. Yakuza was a great game. Great story. A lot of people like to not say that it's not inspired by Shenmu. I think whoever made this game had to be inspired by Shenmu. Because this is pretty much, to me, Shenmu. Look at me, I'm tripping. Shenmu in the 2000s. If Shenmu was made in nowadays time, this is Shenmu. That's why I love it so much. This is a great game. But I'm glad that they made this game. I can't wait to play Kiwami. And I'm going to go through all of them. But ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 13 has to be Yakuza, the PS2 version.
いい店紹介しますよ。取り立てが終わったら飯でもどうですか。
すみません。もう勘弁してください。
兄貴、回収しました。
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't left you yet. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 12 has to be Sonic Adventures 2. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic Adventure 2 was a great game. Came out on Dreamcast. I think they bought it back out on Game Gear. Not Game Gear, I'm tripping. GameCube and other consoles out there too. It's out on a few consoles right now, but man, I didn't think they could, do a good follow-up on Sonic Adventure. Well, Sonic Adventure 2 was great too, ladies. This time you get to play not only with Sonic, you get to play with Shadow. Pretty much Shadow is the dark side of Sonic. And he's pretty fast too. In my opinion, he ain't got nothing on speed-wise, he ain't got nothing on my boy Sonic. But Shadow is like the opposite of Sonic, of course. You play with Shadow and Sonic, and you get to play with other characters in this game, and this game was good. It's like a direct sequel to Sonic Adventure 1, and they did a good job. I give them credit. Most times, sequels drop the ball, but they didn't drop the ball on this one. This is a good game, ladies and gentlemen. I think you fight, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I ain't gonna spoil the story. It's been a minute since I beat it, but I don't want to spoil it though. But this is a good game. Good old Sonic the Hedgehog action. This time you play with Shadow. He was the main highlight of this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 12 has to be Sonic Adventures 2.
Attention all units. Suspect seen heading south. Block all major roads and capture the suspect. Capture the suspect.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 11 has to be Text 1-2 Sega. I love that little intro. Comic Zone, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is technically a beat 'em up, but the way they did it is very unique, ladies and gentlemen. You play as a character, pretty much the author of this story. He drew a whole story, but the characters he drew take over. They just come and take over. All of a sudden the lightning struck, and the main bad character in the story, he took over and put you in the world that he's supposed to be in. That's crazy. That's some weird junk mind trip for you. And you play as I forgot the dude name, the guy with glasses, and you pretty much got to go through your whole story that you created. So this literally your creation coming to life, and you play through the whole game like a comic book. That's pretty tight, ladies and gentlemen. You get all kind of power ups. And now, I'll say this again. Comic Zone is a hard game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I beat it, but I put in a code for invincibility. I ain't gonna sit up in front. I'll tell the truth. Shame the devil, tell the truth. I had to put in a invincibility code to beat it. Hey, I ain't no shame in my game, but I beat it. But ladies and gentlemen, those of you that want to give it a shot, check it out. It's on the Sega Genesis Classic Collection. On all consoles. Check it out. It's a pretty looking game, but I'm telling you, Comic Zone will not hold your hand. A lot of these games now that y'all gamers play, these games hold your hand. Comic Zone, nope. It's not gonna hold your hand. Test 1-2 Sega. They're gonna take you through it. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 11 has to be Comic Zone.
Come on!
and gentlemen, we halfway through it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with me for this song. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 10 has to be Outrun. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Outrun, I used to play in the arcades a lot, and I did play it on Sega Genesis a lot when it came to the Sega Genesis. I used to play it on Sega Channel. That's why I had most of my playtime on Outrun. Outrun is a fun game. You and the girl that's in the car with you, I don't know if she's your girlfriend or whatever, you driving, pretty much driving to some good music. Great arcade racer. Great music, different pathways you can go. And I think they made sequels to this game, like Outrun 2006 and Outrun Coast to Coast, all kind of sequels they made to this game. I wish they make another classic collection with Outrun on it, man. I love me some of the Outrun games. I never had a chance to beat this game because it's an arcade racer, and when time run out, you die or whatever. One of these days, I'm gonna sit down and just do me an Outrun playthrough. Just play through some Outrun, listen to some good music. The music will get you on this game. Like I said, y'all, if a game have good music, 9 times out of 10, you got me hooked. That's all you gotta do, ladies and gentlemen. They make some good music. Shoot, Double Dragon 912 is hooked. But I digress. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 10 has to be Outrun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we down to number 9. Hey, we moving this thing along. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 9 has to be Sonic Adventure, the original one. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic Adventure was one of the many reasons to buy a Dreamcast back in the day. I remember when I bought my Dreamcast. I can't remember if it came with it, because back then, a lot of games came packed in with the consoles you bought. But Sonic Adventure, ladies and gentlemen, was amazing. They had great music on it too. This is where they took Sonic to a whole nother level. You used to playing Sonic on Sega Genesis and all that stuff. And Saturn, I never had a Saturn growing up, but I heard that they didn't really support Sonic that much on the Saturn. But on Dreamcast, they supported your boy Sonic. They had him flying every which way, 3D graphics. Just looked amazing on the Dreamcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Dreamcast was before its time. Even now, if you put in Sonic Adventure, it will look amazing because the graphics look so plush and it looks so nice. And y'all know, I always stress this on my channel, even on my old channel. I'm not a graphics head, but this game is a sight to see. And like I said, if you got good music, you can get me hooked. You can play with Sonic, Tails, Amy, Robot on there. What the other guy that just be fishing and play with him? I forgot his name. There's so many characters you can play with on this game, and it's just a great adventure game, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great adventure Sonic game. They took what was working with Sonic and they added to it. If it wasn't broke, they didn't try to fix it. They added to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 9 on my list has to be Sonic Adventure. right, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 8 has to be Shinobi 3. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I might get a little flack for this, you know. This is my favorite Shinobi out of all the Shinobis. I played a lot of them, but Shinobi 3, Return of the Ninja Master, whatever, that came out on Sega Genesis was off the chain. The graphics were awesome. And you played with Joe Masashi, and you pretty much, the Z Empire done came back. You trying to stop him, and ooh, they take Joe Masashi through hell, boy. He go through hell and high water just to beat this game, ladies and gentlemen. I remember playing this game on the Sega channel. Like I said, growing up, me and my folks, we were blessed to have the Sega channel. And I remember playing it, and I remember something popped up down there. You know, there's a code, you put this in to get infinite shurikens. I probably said that wrong, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. And I was like, ooh, nice, that'll help. Because, you know, if you don't play with that code, you have to constantly try to get shurikens all the time. And so I put in the infinite shuriken code. I ain't ashamed to admit it. I put that code in, I ended up beating it one day. I remember I was playing on Sega Channel, and I was a struggle. That last boss, just to get to him, was a struggle. But I got to him, and I beat it. And I remember beating out, like, because it was showing, well, I ain't going to spoil the ending. It's a great game, ladies and gentlemen. Pick this game up. Once again, I'm going to stress this. I can't stress this enough. Shinobi 3 will not hold your hand. Even with the infinite shuriken code, I still had to struggle. You may get infinite shurikens, but you got to do a lot of jumping back and forth. You got to fight a lot of bosses. You still they're going to try to get you. They're going to try to get you. I ain't going to sit up here in front. Check the game out, though. It's a great game. But I'm just letting you know beforehand, it's not going to hold your hand. A lot of games back then did not hold your hand. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 8 has to be Shinobi 3. Now, Shinobi 3 has some of the best music too, man. Yuzo Koshiro. He made some great music. He did some things on the Sega Genesis that shouldn't have been able to be done, you know what I'm saying? All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all just heard the man, Daytona, it's gonna rain. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 7 has to be Daytona USA. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a game I played at the arcade numerous of times, ladies and gentlemen. I remember being at the arcade where I'm from, going into lock-ins and just staying there not all night, but all night. 3 hours is all night to me, you know what I'm saying? Back when you look at the 16-year-old kid or whatever, it was tight, man, because games be on free play, and I used to always race on Daytona USA. And the funny part about it, the only track I really knew was the beginner track. That's all we used to race on, was the beginner track. We never did try advanced or expert? Yeah, never tried those, because we always used to race on beginner track. But man, the memories on top of memories of Daytona USA like I said, I got the most practice in on at the nighttime, the lock-ins at my old arcade, and great memories on memories on memories. Man, love this game, man. Sega really knocked it out of the park. I give Sega credit. When it came to arcade racers, they probably was the best at it. I have to get at the Sega. When it come to arcade racers, Sega, I can probably honestly say that they probably one of the best people that made arcade racers. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 7 on my top 20 favorite. I get it right in a second, y'all. Top 20 favorite Sega made games of all time. The remastered version, of course, is Daytona, it's gonna rain, USA.
Like a racehorse. Expert. Please choose manual or automatic.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
ladies and gentlemen, we're down to number 6. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 6 has to be Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Wow. Now, you must be living up under a rock if you don't know about Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, man, took what 1 and 2 did, Sonic 1 and 2 did, and improved upon it. I give them credit, man. I love me some Sonic the Hedgehog 3. What makes Sonic the Hedgehog 3 so great is not only Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a great game, you know, your typical Sonic game, but it had great music. Oh, Michael Jackson helped Sega with this music, but you know they don't give Michael Jackson credit because you know he was going through some court cases and stuff at the time. They were just hating on that man. But great music. Music was done by Michael Jackson. So some of the greatest music of all time is on his music. Man, the critic end scene music is some of my favorite, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Love me this music on this game. Well, Sonic pretty much, this is you want to know a little bit about the story. Sonics do have stories, by the way. You're on the island and Knuckles up there bothering you. The Knuckles done been tricked because he didn't know. So Dr. Robotnik told him that Sonic, you know, is the bad guy, and all the while he the bad guy. But what was so tight about Sonic the Hedgehog 3, they made this like one of the first DLC games. You can add it on to Sonic and Knuckles, and you can play Sonic and Knuckles plus Sonic and 3 and add a different level to it. Also, you can play Sonic and the Hedgehog 2 with Knuckles and add Knuckles in the game too. It was like you can add on cartridges to this game. It was pretty tight, ladies and gentlemen. Sega did their own, you know, first version of DLC, which pretty much made the games backwards compatible, but you didn't have to pay for it. If you had Sonic the Hedgehog 2, you could put it inside Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and not Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I'm tripping. Sonic and Knuckles and play it. You can attach Sonic the Hedgehog 3 onto Sonic and Knuckles and play it also, which was pretty tight, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty tight little concept Sega came up with on that game. I love Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But coming in, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 6 has to be Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 5 has to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to me, don't get me wrong, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is a great game. I just like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 a little bit better. You know, this is my top 10, so of course you leave your top 10 down there in the comment section. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, man, I remember first getting it when it first came out. I remember I had showing a rented copy, and the boy next door to me, in the car next door to me, was sitting out in the Toys R Us parking lot. And I saw him, yeah, look, man, I got this rented game. And he showed his Street Fighter 2 game in the mirror. I said, dang, he got me. He had an actual physical copy. I had a rented copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But I eventually bought Sonic the Hedgehog 2 later on down the line. But man, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was the first time they improved upon Sonic, the OG Sonic. If it wasn't broke, they didn't try to fix it. They improved upon it. He played with Sonic and Tails, and you know they had split screen co-op. Me and my brothers used to play split screen co-op all the time. Man, countless of memories of me and my brother playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the split screen co-op. That was fun within itself. Also, I didn't know you can get Super Sonic on this game. You know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Super Sonic pretty much is Dragon Ball Z. They took what Dragon Ball Z was and made him to Sonic. Pretty much he Goku Sonic, pretty much. So what they did, I didn't know they had Super Sonic on this game. Shout out to my homie Brian Holmes. He's, you know, we used to hang out back in the day at the YMCA, and he brought these little codes to me. He said, Double Dragon Out 12, put these in and you can get Super Sonic. You can do a debug mode. You can pretty much break the game. I said, oh, okay, I'll try it. I went home and tried that. This was way after Sunday Hedgehog 2 had already came out and everything. So man, I put that code in. End up breaking the game, man. That's how I beat the game. I just played with Supersonic. Pretty much Supersonic is invincible. He can go through anything. Only thing that kills Supersonic if you fall off the cliff or something, you know, he died in. But man, putting that debug mode code in, man, you turn yourself into rings and make as many rings as you want. Man, that was fun. I enjoyed that, man. That's how I beat the game. But Sunday Hedgehog 2, man, always hold a special place in my heart. That's a great game, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Sega kid, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sunday Hedgehog 2, classic. Just a classic. What else can be said about it than what already has been said about it? So, I'm going to shut up. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 has to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2. There it is. Oh, Super Sonic. They versus, you know, Super Saiyan pretty much. There it is. So like, I ain't coming back, man. I'm beating stage. Oh, it was so much fun growing up, man. That's all we used to do, just put in the code, turn Supersonic, and go on through the game, man. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 4 has to be Shenmu 2. Wow. Now, Shenmu 2, ladies and gentlemen, to me, Shenmu is one of the greatest games. The Shenmu series is one of the greatest games of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, Shenmu 2, I did not think they can get any better with Shenmu. You know, I beat Shenmu 1 back in the day. I didn't think they could get anything better. But Shenmu 2 is off the chain. It's a direct sequel to Shenmu. And shout out to Yu Suzuki for making one of the greatest stories of all time. I still have yet to play Shenmu 3. I know y'all looking at me like, really? Double Dragon Down 3, you haven't played it yet? Let me tell you what happened with Shenmu 3. I'm going to tell you. It's an excuse. I ain't got no excuse, but I'm going to tell you what happened. Shenmu 3 had the unfortunate timing of coming out at the same time as Persona 5. Enough said. If y'all don't know, I put in about 500 hours in Persona 5. And probably 700 combining Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. But that's another story for another time. That's why I ain't played Shenmue 3 yet. Because Persona 5 just took all that time. That game is off the chain. But we talking about Shenmue, my bad. Shenmue 2, to me, was one of the first games that ever took. Y'all know everything that y'all see in Grand Theft Auto? Shenmue did it first, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people don't know that. Shenmue did it first. If you have not picked up these games, I implore you, please pick up the Shenmue games. You can play Shenmue 1 and 2 right now, ladies and gentlemen. You can play them there on PS4, and Shenmue 1 and 2 is on PS4, and it's on Xbox One, and it's on PC, I think. I think it came out on PC also. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in at number 4 of my top 10 Sega made games has to be Shenmue 2. Oh, so we got...
First, I need to find one's eye.
So you got the same voice like on the first Shenmue. Okay, same voice actor. Cool. I'm not going to play it. I just want to show y'all some gameplay of it. So y'all can see what I've been...
Stay and listen to a song.
So I show y'all what I've been ranting and raving about for years on my channel.
It's a song wishing luck to travelers. Put some money in. It'll bring good luck.
You can not put none in if you want. Nah. Interesting. Oh, gave me a trophy for it.
Young man, where are you headed to?
I'm looking for a place called One's Eye.
One's Eye is that way.
Thank you very much.
Just walking around for you guys so y'all can see how it looks. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Try to see if I can find some gameplay footage of Shenmu 2 and show y'all a side-by-side comparison of the Dreamcast version. If I can find it, though. If not, you know, I want to show y'all some of the gameplay. Alrighty. I'll be right back with my final thoughts and final, this is a quick review for you guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we down to the last 3. Thank you once again for sticking with me for this long. Let's keep this thing rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 3 has to be Shenmu. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Shenmu 2, technically, I'll be honest, is a better game. They took what was working on part 1 and added to, with part 2. But this makes number 3 on my list for nostalgia reasons. I never will forget my brother, my youngest brother, shout out to you, Big Ant Crusher. He put me on Shenmu. He bought this game on Dreamcast because he bought the Dreamcast first, and I just played it. He like, Senio, Double Dragon, you need to play Shenmu. Play Shenmu. I said, okay, I'll play Shenmu. And the story alone just gets you hooked. If you don't know, this ain't spoiling it. This just, you find this out at the beginning of the game. You play as Ryo Sakazaki, not Sakazaki, I'm tripping. I forgot the man's name. That's crazy. It escapes me right now. But main character, you play as the main character. His dad gets killed right in front of you by a guy named Lon D. And you pretty much, on the whole storyline, you're trying to get your revenge. And pretty much it's a revenge story. You see your dad get killed in front of you and you want to get your revenge. That's all it is to it. That's the main plot to the story. And there's more going on, but I just gave y'all a synopsis of the main thing that's going on. And this game right here, the first time ever where I saw you can get a job. You can you had times to be at certain places. You go play arcade games. You learn martial arts moves. That was real tight about this game. Learn all the martial arts moves. And this was Sega Dreamcast at its finest. And if you watched, I think the Shenmu 2 this, you can actually watch how this game was supposed to be made for Saturn, but they canceled it for Saturn as it's made it for Dreamcast. I'm kind of glad they did because the Dreamcast is more powerful than the Saturn. But this was a great game, ladies and Yu Suzuki, man, this man, like, I gotta tell people, Dreamcast is like a system that came out before its time. If Dreamcast had to came out, maybe not even that. It is a system before its time, but what's messed up Sega so bad they had burned too many bridges. If Sega hadn't burned all those bridges back in the day, launching the Saturn without telling people, had too many consoles out. Because at the same time the Saturn was out, you had the 32X out, Sega CD out. People didn't know what to buy, and they just burned too many bridges. If Sega hadn't burned all those bridges, man, Sega would be still around. Sega technically is still around. They're a third-party company right now. But, I wish they were still making consoles. For real, I wish they were still making consoles so it can give Sony and Microsoft will come to mainly Sony, because Sony is big dog right now. Microsoft ain't really doing nothing. But we need these companies to stay around, because shout out to Hard 8 Times, I give him that. Competition is good. Competition is good. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Shenmu will always hold a special place in my heart. Otherwise, come in at number 3 on my list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, on number 3 for my top 20 favorite Sega-made games of all time has to be Shenmu. right, ladies and gentlemen, we down to the top 2. Now coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 2 on my list has to be Streets of Rage 3. Wow. Also known as Bare Knuckle 3 overseas. Man, this game catches a lot of flack. This one really catches a lot of flack. There's a lot of people hate on this game, and understandably so. I understand why. But me personally, this had to be so high up on my list because I just realized the other day, well, a couple of weeks back, that how many times I don't beat this game. I beat this game numerous of times because this game has so many endings. It has, like, let's see, how many different endings you got? The easy, beat on easy, they give you an ending. You don't do that, they give you an ending. You don't do that, they give you an ending. Yeah, 3 different endings on this game. And also, because of censorship, the Japanese version of this game is a whole different game. Like Streets of Rage 3 over here is about, robots replacing the police chief. Overseas, the game is like Mr. X is trying to conquer the world, and if you don't stop him, he gonna conquer the world. It's a whole different storyline on both games. That's so crazy. Reasons. And then, like I said, overseas, the Japanese version, you ain't got the censorship. You can play with a gay character over there overseas on the Japanese version, and the girls that you beat up, they kind of, they got their skin showing. Over here in America, and I think European too, the girls are all covered up, their legs covered up and everything. But man, there's so many different versions of this game. And I beat all the different versions of the game. That's why I like it so much. The censorship, I hate that we had to deal with the censorship over here. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great game. You didn't know, this is some of the storyline. This ain't spoiling. You find this out at the beginning of the game. Because Blaze sent Axel a text saying, we need your help. The police chief has been kidnapped, and you got to go through there. And, this first time on the Streets of Rage game, you had dialogue and stuff. Showing them up there doing their thing. And this is a great game, ladies and gentlemen. Streets of Rage 3 could catch a lot of flack because, it's like the redhead stepchild of all the Streets of Rage. But it's a great game, ladies and gentlemen. Only the gripes I have with this game is just the characters not as powerful as they was on Streets of Rage 2. But, hey, it's a great game, ladies and gentlemen. You play with Axel. You can unlock Shiva on here. The first boss of the game, you can unlock him. You can play with Roo, the kangaroo on there. You can play with Axel, Shiva, the kangaroo, Blaze, and then the new character, Dr. Zan, which he kind of sucks in my opinion. But hey, overall, not my particular character I like to play with, but it's a great game, ladies and gentlemen. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, on my top 20 favorite Sega-made games of all time has to be Streets of Rage 3, also known as Bare Knuckle 3. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we down to the number 1. Now, my number 1 favorite Sega-made game of all time is Streets of Rage 2. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been blessed to be alive on this earth for a long time. Thank you, Jesus, for long life. I've been on here for 41 years. That ain't a long time, but still, I've been here. God bless me to be here. Thank you, Jesus, for that. In my 41 years on this earth, I played a lot of Sega games. Probably some more out there I still need to play. But out of all of them I've played, Streets of Rage 2 still remains the number 1 game, Sega game of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is like, in my opinion, one of the perfect beat 'em ups of all time. Now, y'all know I love Double Dragon. Double Dragon, one of my favorite beat 'em ups. But Streets of Rage 2 is just wow. What can I say? They took what was out there and added to it. This game has a little bit of Double Dragon in it, a little bit of Final Fight in it, and they made their own flavor. Got my boy Skate on there. He like my favorite Streets of Rage character. Skate. Got Max, which is a wrestler. He always breaking folks back. You got Blaze. You got Axel. Just a slew of characters on this game, and this time your boy Adam has been kidnapped by Mr. X. You gotta go save him, and so that's why Blaze and Axel went and got his brother Skate to go help him get Adam back. And Mr. X still alive. He wants his revenge, and just great gameplay. Graphics to this day still look good for you graphics head out there, and just beat him up at his finest. This time you got special moves instead of calling the cops. You got special moves on here, and just overall, just a great game, great music. Shouts out to Yuzo Koshiro for making some of the best video game music of all time. He pumped out tunes on the Sega Genesis. Some of the stuff he did on Sega Genesis, a lot of people that, you computer techs out there would say, man, how do you do that? It's not even possible. But Yuzo Koshiro did his thing. Shout out to Yuzo Koshiro for making some of the greatest music of all time. And I think he helped make these games too. Man, Streets of Rage 2 will always hold a special place in my heart. I can go back to this day and go through Streets of Rage 2 no problem. Won't even get mad about it. I will go through it and still have a great time playing this game. I love me some Streets of Rage 2. Man, like I said, when companies drop the ball, that's why competition is good. Shout out to Hard Time. Other teams pick it up. Because Final Fight had dropped the ball with Final Fight 1. It was horrible. Because when I say Final Fight 1, I meant the Super Nintendo version. Now, the arcade version off the chain got two-player co-op and everything. And the Sega CD version off the chain is two-player co-op also. Just the Super Nintendo version dropped the ball. So when they dropped the ball, Sega picked it back up, and they made Streets of Rage 2. And it's a two-player co-op, great move set, great, just fun game. Like I said, I'm probably going to do another playthrough. I think every year I've been on this earth since I've been playing video games, I've been doing playthroughs by myself of Streets of Rage 2. And I'm probably going to do another one soon. Love me some Streets of Rage 2. But ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps up for my top 20 favorite Sega-made games of all time. Leave comments below, ladies and gentlemen, of your favorite Sega-made games of all time. I want to hear your thoughts down there in the comment section. Thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Stay tuned for more great videos on the way. Double Dragon 912 signing out. Peace out. I remember Skate was the only one that could run on this game. Laugh at me, really? Keep on laughing at me. Nah, keep laughing now.